Greetings, it's your boy Gartasia, and today we're going to get straight to the content. Today I want to talk about the extremely evasive concept of FOMO. We hear FOMO thrown around everywhere. We hear it at clubs, we hear it at the library, we hear it at Cancun when we're celebrating our best friend's 19th birthday because they're not illegal to drink in the US yet. Anywho, FOMO this, FOMO that. To be honest, I came onto the FOMO train rather late. I didn't know what that was until like 22 or 23. FOMO is a word that gets thrown around a lot, right? However, as someone on self improvement, as someone taking their life by the bullocks, right? Is FOMO something that you should give into? Is FOMO something that you should even be feeling? And most importantly, is FOMO something that is really going to stand in your way as an obstacle? Is FOMO something stopping you from taking your business, taking your practice, taking a skill that you're trying to polish and sharpen? Is FOMO something that's standing in the way of that? So today I'm gonna dive in all things FOMO.
Eating to live, yeah, I'm living to eat. Catch me enjoying vegan recipes. Fiend for chlorophyll.
Before I can go in depth about FOMO though, I want to talk about my headspace for the past 2-3 weeks. Coming back from my huge trip to Kentucky, Atlanta, Vegas, Utah, just this little trip. Honestly, I was burnt out from work. I was burnt out from the Treehouse show. I was burnt out from the daily uploads. It really took a toll on me. My social life was lacking. And listen, there's a time and place for everything. But the social life in a form that was helping me was lacking. Not like partying. People, mentors, people in my life who are really helping me stay grounded and stay above the curve. I had, pushed them away unconsciously by just doing what I call busy work, right? I was focusing too much on staying busy, but I wasn't focusing enough on being creative and potentially interacting with other people that would help me 10x or 20x to skip steps. Instead, I just kind of had tunnel vision, just staying busy at the things that didn't work, right? And it's not that they didn't work. They worked, but I was not being the most efficient with those things. I wasn't optimal at those things. So those things I'll talk about. I know I'm being really vague, but let's get back to what I've learned from my trip. So Atlanta, I didn't really learn much in Atlanta. I was literally stuck editing episode 52 of Flaninho. I hope you really loved that episode, Flaninho, because it took everything out of me. Just joking. I love you. Um, the big lesson was learned at my family reunion in Kentucky, Louisville to be specific. We rented out this huge park. I think it's called Pleasance Park or whatever, some Fortnite ass name. And the whole family was there. It was great. It's fantastic catching up with everyone. People with babies, people with beards, babies with beards, people you ain't seen in years. Everyone was there. People who were like, "Oh, last time I saw you, you were yay high," the typical, and people acting like, "Oh, like how'd you get so tall?" And then the questions start rolling in, like, "Where's your girlfriend?" Right? What'd you do for a living? All these people like sizing you up, and it's coming from a good place, but I'm a type person, I'm an introvert, so I burn out rather quick. So it didn't take me long for me to like, okay, I gotta escape. I gotta recharge my energy. My battery's drained. And social battery meter on E, right? So I kind of just go on this beautiful hammock, go for this little walk, and I'm just like on the lake in meditation posture, just breathing in, this is this beautiful park in nature, just breathing in the abundance and the beauty and the spectacle that is the fauna and the flora, right? That is the nature, that's the universe. So it kind of hit me while I'm just taking everything in this space of gratitude that, wow, being locked in like on your purpose, busy every day, hustling, it really makes you feel like you're missing out on a lot of things, right? And I was like, man, like I'm missing out on nature, right? I'm missing out on like trips like this. I'm missing out on experiences like this, on connections like these family members that I'm meeting. Some of them didn't get along with. Some of them, they're like twins. Like we would be besties, right? So it's just like these things that I would not have experienced otherwise had I been completely locked in gotta reach this goal, gotta hit 10K, gotta get blue check mark, gotta get monetized. All these goals I'm trying to do, it's like it's good to have these goals. It's good to strive towards them. But at the back of my mind, I'm just like, man, like I'm glad my family member, my brother just got me a ticket and just flew me out, because it's like sometimes we do need to be exposed to a different environment to expose our brain to a different way of thinking, that sometimes you can skip steps rather than just staying focused and like doing the same thing, by actually taking a break from that. And it's almost like a mentor retreat. You know, these people who pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to like Ty Lopez's financial 67 steps to success or some shit like that, right? People spend their entire life savings for these things. And I always question that, like, why do they spend so much money to like hear some guy talk? And it's not about the money, right? It's all about the return, the ROI. And the thing is, these trips, no matter how expensive they are, no matter how far they are, no matter how much effort they took out of that person to pay for it, the time expenditure, the mental bandwidth, how stressful it was, these people consider it a worthy sacrifice, because the amount of knowledge, the amount of inspiration, the amount of just anticipation, that's not the word, the amount of people accountability, that's the word. The amount of accountability that it builds networking with these people at a higher level than you, A, and B, just being in the environment, that if you're trying to attract wealth, being around wealthy people, if you're trying to attract women, being around women more, if you're trying to attract happiness, being around happy people, right? So like immersion is everything. That's what I'm realizing. So coming back to FOMO, I kind of had this epiphany, like, man, like I'm missing out, like, and it got me thinking, like, man, should I redo my whole schedule? Should I leave Chicago? Should I take a break and like, go volunteer in Peru or some shit? Like go take a 3 month Amazonian trek through the forest, through the jungle, to find myself. It got me really thinking, like, on some spiritual stuff, like, should I get lost? And then even talking with my family members, I got to thinking, like, just looking at them like, man, like, and literally while I was taking these little, I call these introvert breaks, just disappearing for a while, my brother blew up my phone like 3 times, like, bro, Cartasia, where you at? Come here, like, and then like it just got me thinking, like, man, like, not only does FOMO hurt you, FOMO also hurts the people who want you to be doing the things that you're not doing with them. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it was this double helix, like the DNA structure. And like one of the helixes was like, I'm missing out and that sucks. But then the other helix was like, by you missing out, it actually hurts other people too. And I was like, oh wow. People don't want you to miss out. Well, the people who care, I guess. But yeah, it was like this double, like people sense your lack of participation, and then that gives them FOMO that you're not there, like fear that you're missing out on their behalf. I don't know. But then it hit me like, man, like there's so much pressure to not miss out. There's so much pressure to be involved in everything. There's so much pressure to be here and be there and experience this and say that and smoke this and drink that and say this and say that. And it just hit me like a bag of bricks. Like, I don't like being pulled in all these directions, right? Like, and it was more so, it was less of the fact that I felt that I was missing out. It was more of the fact that like I felt pressure that to miss out was a bad thing, right? And I was not heavy on it, but my brother, like, he always teases me. He was like guilting me, like, wow, why are you working? So basically, I was recording a Treehouse episode, which I'm gonna drop this Sunday. It's gonna be the greatest episode that I've ever recorded. Like, edits are out of this world, so stay tuned. But anywho, I was doing like a family interview for that episode, and my brother and like my cousin and a few of my uncles are like, really, Gartasia, like at the family reunion, like, really, you really about that grind, like, you really that thirsty? And I'm like, yeah, but they were kind of shaming me for, like, I guess not for working basically on a holiday, right? And it's like I can't blame them, because that it's a holiday, it's a family reunion. Like, people think society conditions us. What do we do at a break? We let our hair down. What do we do at a family reunion? We just relax, chill, don't work, drink, be merry, be happy, right? That's the norm. And it's like when you like break these norms, you kind of get ostracized. You kind of get black sheepified. I don't know if that's a word. But yeah, like I felt everybody kind of definitely was taken aback by the fact that I was recording footage, and I like pay my nephews like 16, like I'll give you $20 if you be my cameraman. Just like hustling at the family reunion. And it's like I tried to explain it to them, and then I just got like these blank stares and then just like sighs, and it's like you can see their eyes glaze over like, yeah, here Gartasia goes again. And then I was just listening to a podcast today, and I think it was Tom Bilyeu. He's interviewing this guy named Ryan, and then it hit me like a lot of people will never think that what you're doing is gonna work until you do it. And then when you do it, they're gonna be like, well, duh, that was a great idea. But until the idea actually works, literally no one is gonna believe in you, right? And then I thought that like, yeah, that's true for like people on Twitter, or that's true for people on Facebook or Instagram. But like, no, it's deeper than that. Like even your family, even your friends, right? Your close ones, even sometimes they won't outrightly tell you it's a bad idea. They won't outrightly not really believe in you, but through their actions, they kind of show that like, yeah, we like that you have the podcast, but how's the engineering job going? Or they'll be like, yeah, we like that you teach yoga on the side, but how's that tutoring class you do on Saturday? How much money is that bringing in? Yeah, we love how you write and you make music, but how's it going at that office party where you could get that promotion for the job, right? So it's like externally, I don't want to say they pretend or they're acting, because I really do believe that they do believe in you and they want you to succeed. So it's not from a bad place. However, through their actions don't lie. I'm a firm believer in actions speak louder than words. And through their actions, a lot of times when you talk about your passions, if those passions aren't something that is tangible to them, if those passions aren't something that from their experience and also from their knowledge of your past, right? If it doesn't measure up to something that is success in their lens, subconsciously they won't believe in it, and externally they'll try to say that, yeah, that's great, that's great you have a podcast, that's great you make music, that's great that you do yoga class, that's great that you bring all these guests and so and so and so and so. But like through their actions, how they try to rush you, like, okay, stop doing what you're doing to do this, or how they try to shame you for doing recording footage at the family reunion, or how they try to like talk you out of working, on your vacation. All of that is like, bro, on one side you saying you support me and that you want me to be happy, but then on the other side you're literally trying to pull me away from that. And I don't think they do this consciously. They do this subconsciously because we are we are who we are, right? And how you feel, your true feelings will always come out no matter what external projection you try to do, right? And it just rained on me like, man, at this family reunion, all these people who are my family, my brothers, my sisters, my mom. There's some exceptions though. My mom really does like. I think my mom really gets it that I want to like do this other thing, and she really supports it. No, not my mom, my sister. I have a sister who really gets it and really supports it. So shout out to you. And she shows to her body language, like she really knows that like what I'm doing is gonna work. But for the rest of them, I got all the love. I have nothing but love for them, but they just don't understand how much I believe in like not only the success but the viability of what I'm doing. Like I believe it almost like 1 + 1 is 2. Like I believe it almost like to the extent where I put my life on the line, right? That's how like certain I am of hitting those goals. That's how certain I am of reaching that level. That's how certain I am of giving value at that level. But a lot of times your close ones can't see that in you. It's almost projection too, because they couldn't see themselves doing it, or people they know who did it failed. So they automatically, what's it, toss the baby out with the water, right? They hate the game, not the player. So they think the whole game is bad, right? So it's like, and I used to go into this negative feedback loop of, Okay, maybe I am going too hard. Maybe I should take a break. Maybe I should take the foot off the gas. Maybe I should relax. Maybe I am being a workaholic. Maybe I'm tripping, right? But every single time that I've tried to do it, like I've tried to do that for a day, like, you know what? Screw it. Let me just relax. Like in Utah, I was like, screw it. I'm not for the rest of this. I finally finished editing like that long episode. And then I was like, for the rest of the 4 days I'm here, I'm just gonna chill. And it's like people don't understand what it's like being an entrepreneur or like a go-getter or like being the difference between being passionate about something and obsessed about something, right? It's like I went 1 day max and I felt cool, but literally I woke up the next day like I gotta do something, right? It's like when you're passionate about something, it's like the difference between being obsessed and passionate is like when you're passionate about something, it's like you do it and it's like, okay, I'm passionate about giving to charity. I'm passionate about Greenpeace. I go to these different countries and I work my ass off and I stand up all day and I these kids form a line and I give them free food to these refugees in Pakistan every single day and I feel fulfilled. I feel good about myself. I go to sleep at the end of the night and I have fun. I maybe hang out with my coworkers. I maybe go date around a little bit. I find the love of my life, and I love doing this. And I do this until I grow facial hair, until I grow a beard, until I go gray, until I hit the grave. That's passionate, right? And passionate is great. If you can be passionate about something and you're happy and you're invigorated and you feel fulfilled, kudos to you. But I'm not passionate, I'm obsessed. Obsession is completely different. Obsession is I work my ass off 12, 14, 16, 17-hour days. I only get 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. I'm repeatedly talking about that thing in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at dinner. I'm talking about it to friends on dates. I'm talking about it at family reunions. I'm talking about it at the office. I can't get it off of my mind. That's obsessed. Obsessed is when I'm on vacation, I bring my phone, my laptop with me. I'm checking metrics. I'm checking statistics. I'm checking newsletters. I'm checking websites. I'm checking everything to see what am I doing right? What can I be constantly learning on this? I'm reading books. I'm trying to get as educated as I can. No one has to push me. There's not a grade. There's not a teacher. There's not any other incentive. There's not even money. When you're obsessed about something, money doesn't even factor in. It's I'm doing this because literally if I didn't do this, this brings me happiness. And when I'm starting to find out, it's less of a singular pursuit that I'm obsessed about. It's less of, oh, I'm obsessed with making music. It's less of, oh, I'm obsessed with becoming a great interviewer for the podcast. It's less of, I'm obsessed with becoming the best yoga instructor. It's less of, oh, I'm obsessed with becoming a great communicator and a great YouTuber. It's less of, I'm obsessed with editing the greatest video of all time and getting a silver plaque or a gold plaque. It's less of an obsession with this particular pursuit. It's more of an obsession with pursuit itself. I'm obsessed with being obsessed with things. I'm obsessed with getting uncomfortable. I'm obsessed with pushing the envelope. I'm obsessed with raising the bar. I'm obsessed with that feeling I get when I've surmounted a previously conceived insurmountable problem and I've pushed myself and I've pushed my body and I've pushed my mind and it's kicked my ass and I was down in the gutter and I was about to give up on the verge of throwing in the towel, but coming back from that brink and completing that mission and having that transfiguration, that paradigm shift of wow, that old mentality completely destroyed, didn't serve me. That dopamine hit that you get from that is unparalleled. And everything that I do, every single thing I do, the podcast, YouTube channel, my yoga class, through my music, through the Saturday cat classes I teach, through the posts, those long ass captions that I do, all of my energies are all coming to join at the same point, at the same place. They're all converging with the same message that I want other people to be obsessed about something. I want them to have that same feeling of obsession about pursuing something that they may say it may be a endless pursuit. But the thing is, It's a mindset shift. People think, oh, the pursuit is the destination. So you'll never be happy because once you get to the destination, it's blase. But that's not the thing. I'm not obsessed with pursuing the destination. I'm obsessed with the action of pursuit. The destination is a place. Pursuit is an action. I'm obsessed. I feel alive when my body is drained and I'm on a run back and I'm on the third leg of the third mile and I got 8 blocks left and my heart is beating out of my chest and I'm sweating profusely and my hair is sticking to my back and I'm out here looking like a Sasquatch. But that's that feeling. That's that runner's high. I know I'm almost there. And that feeling of when you get there and you're out of breath and you're breathing deeply and your blood is pumping out through your body and you feel your body and your knees and your toes and your ankles and you feel complete access to your entire physiology and your nervous system just yelling at you songs of joy, songs of vitality and life, right? That's what it's all about. And with all of my heart, with all of my mind, all of my soul, I want everyone to get that feeling of being obsessed with something, right? And FOMO is something that tries to pull you away from that, right? Society says, it tries to push this concept of we can do everything, we can be everything. We're limitless. We're this infinite source of life that can just divert our attention here and there and stocks and crypto and passion and sports and UFC and makeup and pickup and clubbing and DJ world and chess. And it's like you can't do all of these things. Right? You can dabble in all of these things, but true fulfillment lies in finding your calling. True fulfillment lies in finding that one thing that you're obsessed with and going hard on that. And the concept of FOMO is that if you're not someone who's scatterbrained and doing all these crazy things, if you're not going to the club every weekend, if you're not wasting thousands of dollars a year on dating in your 20s, if you're not out here seeing the next Marvel movie, the next Avengers movie, Avengers 74, where Thanos comes back to life and reverse snaps people, but now 1/4 of the people die. If you're not staying up to date to pop culture, did Tory Lanez actually shoot Cardi B? Did Tory Lanez actually shoot Nicki Minaj? Did Tory Lanez actually shoot Megan Thee Stallion? We don't even know, right? If you're not up to date with, is Kim Kardashian still dating Pete Davidson? Right? If you're not up to date with, oh, I got the new watch or I don't got the new watch, or is Supreme still in style or should I be wearing something else? Right? It's all these different pulls in these different directions and it's like you end up directionless, you end up lost. And the concept of FOMO to me is so toxic because especially on the impressionable minds of teenagers and young adults, it forces this concept that we should and can do everything. And when we're not doing the most at all the time, then we are somehow living a lackluster of a life. We are somehow living a small existence. We are somehow insignificant. We are somehow trivial in the grander scheme of things, right? And so many people base their entire self-esteem, so many people base their entire self-worth and belief system on this concept of how many raves did I go to this year? How many parties did I go to this year? How many new shoes and designer clothes did I wear this year? How much crypto did I invest in? How many trends or memes am I savvy to? How much pop culture do I know so that when I can get along with this group of people who I don't even like? We measure that. That's the measuring stick now instead of what am I doing to make myself fulfilled and also give value to the world, right? So it's a complete reversal. The world is almost backwards, right? And I feel like FOMO is 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 really like one of the most hidden. I don't like to use the word demons, but it's almost one of the most hidden tools that are used to manipulate people to stay off path, to stay directionless, to stay without a purpose, to stay just leaves in the wind and never really dial into who they really are, right? And yeah, kind of long-winded answer to FOMO, but I just had a lot of stuff to talk about because I missed you all. I haven't seen you all in a long time. But yeah, Unfiltered is back. We are gonna maybe do bi-daily now because now I got lots of stuff to do. But yeah, I'm just gonna be here as often as I can, talking, yapping, yapping, yapping. But yeah, I hope this video helped. As always, stay hydrated, stay breathing in that good oxygen, and most importantly, stay basic. I love you.